Good morning to my brothers and my sisters. Best part of waking up. Folks in your cup, but this ain't folks, this is community. Man, it's such a joke out here. Listen, I've been led by God to come out here and to talk, a little bit more about my situation with this Ronald Haley and this false, illegal power of attorney that he has gotten over me with, this adopted family of mine and this Boyd family. Let me say this to y'all also. These people got me in the system as being a mentally ill person. I'm like, well, where did this come from? How did this happen? Last year around December, the police stopped me. This is the first time that this has ever happened to me. Police stopped me and they said that I was missing. I'm like, missing? How missing? But this was whoever put me in the system as a mentally ill person and, or reported me missing, were trying to set me up because they were going to kill me. They wanted to take my life. So anyway, back to Ronald Haley. I hired Ronald Haley, to deal with this discrimination case that I had on a job when I was working as a welder for performance contractors. I hired Ronald Haley. Ronald Haley was introduced to me by the Boyd family. The girl that I was going with, Brooke Boyd, which Brooke Boyd was what you call a handler. It was a setup from the beginning with her. She was sent my way, to get all into my business, to brown nose me, to set me up, basically, for failure, to commit all kind of crimes against me, to steal, this will that I was left with. I was born, when I was 3 years old, I was a trust fund baby. When my biological father ended up dying or being killed, I have yet to, find out what happened to my father. Again, this happened when I was around 3 years old, and so, I had this will that's been there for me for all these years. The people that adopted me, they knew about this, and they've been trying to figure out ways to get this from me for years. And so Brooke Boyd was sent my way as a handler, so it wasn't considered to be a real relationship from that point of view. I got into a situation on the job, this discrimination case where a hangman noose was placed on the job, where I had gotten to it with, or whether I should say he got into it with me, threatened me to harm me in the parking lot. But I don't want to talk about that situation. I want to talk more about Ronald Haley and his power of attorney and these falsified medical records, documents that was put into the system illegally. For one, never gave no one access to my medical records. No one should have that access. I'm the only one that should be able to give anyone access to my medical record. I'm perfectly fine and capable of handling all my affairs. Matter of fact, I was a welder. I'm a welder. I've been working as a welder. I just went through Votech school, which I got kicked out of Votech school, and I'm not going to talk about that. I don't want to talk too much about the Votech school. I want to focus here on Ronald Haley and this Dr. Eubanks that he introduced me to. And I want to talk about Brooke Boyd, and I want to talk about Sabrina Williams Robinson. These are the two people that has access to trust funds that belong to me or property that belong to me. You see them out here riding in these nice cars and living in these nice homes. My money purchased that. And it's sad because I haven't seen $1 of my own money. These girls who are dating each other, yeah, I'm going to speak it all the truth all the way. Hey, you people did me dirty. I'm going to speak nothing but the truth and nothing but the truth. And I raise my hand to God Almighty. So let's look at this. I wouldn't call it a triangle. I would call it more of an octagon because there's many different parties involved in my situation. We have the judge. This judge who reside over my situation, she's a part of it all, and she's in the sleeping around with these people. Everybody's sleeping around with each other. Let's just keep it raw. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100. I ain't protecting nobody's identity because you people have robbed me and stole me of my identity and have given me a false identity. I'm not mentally ill. I'm not a violent person. I'm not a pimp. I'm not a prostitute. These people had set me up in so many ways. They had even put cameras. They put cameras in a room that I was living in. Put cameras and tracking devices on my automobile. And it's sad that these people are riding around in luxury vehicles, living in luxury homes, with my money purchased, and here I am, broke, don't even have a car. My car got impounded January the 19th when I was falsely arrested by the state police. They arrested me under the name of Charles Edward Johnson, which is somebody. That's the people. That's who they try to swap my identity with. And the reason for that is because these people killed me on paper. Charlie Johnson is dead on paper. Yeah, I don't know how they got the death certificates, but these people has collected insurance money in my name, claiming that I was dead. And for what I heard, these people has went so far as even having a funeral. So who was in the casket? Let's talk about that, man. It's a lot of illegal things in this Justice Department here in Baton Rouge is protecting serial killers and fraudsters and pedophiles. If I said it right, let me phrase it just short. Pedos. And I can call out names because you're messing with a real prophet, a real man of God. And you're playing with fire right now, and you all finna be burned. So I was introduced to Ronald Haley by Brooke Boyd. She called me one day and told me, she said, "Oh, my mama knew an attorney that's good, that'll help you in your situation." So I said, "Okay," and she told me his name. I said, "Oh yeah, I know him. Matter of fact, you know, he's a lawyer for my friend Jarl." I said, "Yeah, he's a pretty good attorney." I had a lot of faith in Ronald Haley. You know, I had a lot of faith in Ronald Haley. I thought he was a good guy. He did good when he, spoke on the news for my situation. Man, I'm like, yeah, he handled that situation well. I had a lot of faith in him. You know, but again, this was a setup from the beginning. Brooke Boyd was a setup, and the introducing me to Ronald Haley was a setup from the very beginning. These people had already had their eyes on, you know, my will, my estate, my trust fund, the insurance policy that was left to me by my uncle and my father. My father left me properties and trust fund as well. One day, Brooke Boyd called me on the phone. These people had already been looking me up. They had been investigating me. And I'm very sure she got a lot of information from a girl named Michelle that I used to date. That's where she got her information from, because she had told me, see, they were saying little slick things and think that I wasn't catching them. I don't know what got these people thinking that, you know, that they can play on me like I ain't got no brain. But I'm very sure if we do an IQ test, I would outscore them all, including this attorney and this judge and this doctor who claimed me to be mentally ill. But anyway, they had been doing researches on me. Michelle Ledet has already had been, you know, putting together gang stalkers on me from years ago. She was working with this attorney, this NAACP attorney, way back in 2005. Yeah, 2005 or 2007, which I had talked in one of my other videos. This attorney that had came into the barbershop on Nicholson and read me his card told me that I was going to need an attorney. They was trying to get me involved with them, these crooked attorneys way back then, so they could steal my inheritance, the money and the properties that was left to me by my biological father, which I have never, well, I was a baby when I met him. I was too young to even remember him. I was taken as a baby, so that's why a lot of these things that I don't know of. But this family that I was with, they knew all of my information, knew everything about me. And so they had been playing on that for years and been trying to figure out a way how they could steal this inheritance that my father left me. So again, this attorney that I was introduced, that tried to come and introduce himself to me in the barbershop on Nicholson, this is the same attorney that I met in Ronald Haley's office the first day that I met Ronald Haley. He was there standing with his recorder. And I asked him, I said, man, don't I know you? He said, no, you don't know. I said, man, I know you. I don't forget no face, man. He had dreads. Now he done cut his hair again. He cut his dreads off because I mentioned dreads a year ago. I saw him downtown in the Baton Rouge Court. The spirit was hinting me to follow him and see what courtroom he was going into. He was going into civil court then. I missed that opportunity. It was something good. Spirit had me down there for a reason, because I wasn't even supposed to be down there that day. And I was down there. I ran straight smack into him. They even cut his dreads off. You know, most dreadlocks people, they ain't cut them dreads for nothing. Got to be something very serious. You got to be instigated in a crime or something to, you know, cut your dreads. But anyway, y'all. Yeah, so boom. Me and Ron Hayes talking, you know, he said, well, you got harassed at the job. You may need some counseling. Brooke Ball was already pushing for me to get counseling already. See, this was their way to introduce me to these fake doctors so that they can claim me to be mentally incapable of handling my affairs, so that they could get these power of attorneys over me, so they could steal my money and spend on these niggas out here in the streets. That's what they doing. These niggas out in the streets, they jacking them, taking, you know, stealing, just robbing them. You know, they are splurging with my money. And here I am broke. Don't even have a car. This is the first time in my life that I have never had a car. I got to walk to the corner store. I can't go places when I want to go. But this is the you know, situation that they wanted me in. They want to try to hide me since they know they can't kill me. You see, because they tried to take my life multiple times. And I'm going to talk about that maybe in another video. But, yeah, again, with Ronald Haley, with this power of attorney over him, that he ended up illegally getting over me. And this judge has made all these rulings over my life, and I have yet to be in a courtroom. And you saying her, how you know it's her? This same person I met at Academy when I was put out on the streets. They must have said, yeah, he's stealing out in stores. Go to the Academy, you'll see him in there stealing. The spirit let me know who I saw. You people messing with y'all messing with a real prophet. You ain't playing with one of these people on TV. Y'all gonna learn something about God finna make an example of y'all. You finna learn about playing with a real man of God. So you see, they had got me kicked out on the streets. They wanted me to appear to be a person that cannot take care of themselves. So they had me fired off my jobs. That's where this incident with the news came into the play at. They were gonna run me off the job, keep me from working, and push me back on the streets. They wanted me to turn back to selling drugs and being on drugs and doing a lot of things that I used to do, so they can claim me not fit to be able to handle this inheritance. So this judge, I bumped into her at Academy. The spirit let me know who I was dealing with. And then he refreshed it on my mind and let me know who I had bumped into at the Academy, because she was just standing there watching me, like, you know, looking at me. I'm like, and I knew she was a person. I knew what it was going on. Like, what you looking at me? Because she trying to judge me from stealing out the store. But the reason I was doing these things is because, first of all, I was kicked out. All my jobs, these people had got me fired off of, right? They got me thrown out on the streets, right? So now, what I'm gonna do to try to live? Everybody turned their back on me. They made sure all my family, all my friends, Everybody that knew me wouldn't have no dealing with them. They paid them off with my money. They paid these people off with my money. But these were not friends anyway. That's the way they wasn't friends anyway. You know, you couldn't pay me to turn my back on my partner or somebody that I had a long relationship with and know is a good person. You couldn't pay me to do that. So they gathered all the girls that I had been dealing with, got all of them to come make statements. Everybody was making false statements on me in this court, but yet me, myself, had not yet even been there unless they was bringing somebody else in the courtroom. And the judge knew it wasn't me because I met this judge in academy, this female judge. I don't know if she's a Latino. I couldn't tell what race she was, but she was, let's say, Latino maybe. I don't know. But she's standing there with her hand on her hip, looking at me, right, trying to judge what I'm doing when you done stole my inheritance, lady. And if you would not have stole my inheritance and passed my money out to Brooke Bard and Sabrina Williams, then I wouldn't be in that predicament, lady, while you sitting there trying to judge what I'm doing, trying to, you know, pay for a hotel room because it was dangerous for me to even sleep in my car. I couldn't sleep in my car because these people were stalking me, trying to take my life. So every night I had to try to make sure I was put in a hotel room for safety. I didn't have a weapon. So it's just me against all these people. So I'm trying to do the best. They wanted me to be a fentanyl dealer. They were trying to set me up as a fentanyl dealer. But I wasn't going to sell no drugs. I'm like, I ain't finna go that route. The devil is a liar. I say, Lord, forgive me. I got to go do a 5-finger discount to put myself in the room. Let me tell you something. The God I serve is a God of understanding. You people is fools. You people are fools. You don't know nothing about God. You think God gonna judge me for doing what I had to do in a situation where these people had forced all this on me, and God knows I'm trying to put myself in a place where I can be safe? Matter of fact, he helped me out. He helped me out a lot of times in these situations. You people, you don't know my God. You people don't know nothing about God. So you sitting there trying to judge me, you know, doing what I had to do after you people forced me to be in that situation. The devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. Man, you people are about to be judged harshly. Harshly. You people are about to meet my God. You people are about to meet my God. All of you, these people in these secret societies, doing witchcraft and sorcery work on me, all the people that's doing spiritual work on me, boy, y'all in trouble. You in trouble. Listen, you are in trouble. And so again, this judge sitting in the academy watching me after you stole my inheritance and passed it out to the same people that were trying to take my life. And you gonna judge me? Huh? Are you serious? Lady, you don't know what's about to happen to you. And I'm talking about God's judgment. You a wicked lady. You a wicked lady. You a wicked, low-down, dirty dog. Dirty, dirty dog. And you want me dead. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. So there's this love affair that's going on. These people have formed their own sex covenant. And I was supposed to be their ultimate sacrifice. Yeah, they were going to build their covenant off of me. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. You see, these people have been robbing me spiritually for years. Let me tell you, I ended up, how much time? I've been on here 19 minutes. I ended up going one night I found out that the state Supreme Court judge was going to be at the LeBeur's Casino. It was a big party that was thrown there. You know, so I went out that night, and I'm going to cut through a lot of the story. I'm going to get straight to the point. Don't you? I go into this place. Don't you know in the place there were a lot of local politicians and business people. Don't you know all these people knew who I were and I didn't know who none of they were? How is it that I'm known by all these people and I have not been among none of their circle? I thought that'd be strange. And one woman, you know, some treated me fine, kind, and some treated me with contempt, acting like I was a disgusting or something. But I know what they have been watching. They have been watching me on these sex videos that Brooke Boyd had put on the dark web about with me and her and other girls that I had in this room. They had cameras and they put me on these sex videos all about me. And they even got AI videos in these. Most of these videos ain't me on them. These AI made videos. So if you see some, just know one thing. People who know me know Charlie, the things Charlie do and things Charlie won't do sexually. Y'all know what I always represented and what I stand for. A lot of these AI videos. And I'm going to tell you, I don't know what happened to me one summer day. I'm going to talk about this. I was dating this stripper as well one day. And I ended up, supposed to meet her at the hotel room. She had the key to the hotel. But I ended up falling asleep. And when I woke back up in the passenger side of my car like somebody was going to take me off. And I don't want to talk. I want this video to be too long. But somehow I ended up on the passenger side of my car that night at from the hotel. I don't know what happened. But man, let me tell you something. If I've been been drugged and was sexually assaulted, man, it's going to be hell to tell the captain, man. I promise you that. I promise you that. But anyway, back to Ronald Haley and this Dr. Eubanks. So, Ronald Haley ended up getting me into this, this power of attorney. They falsified these documents. They must have put the documents in the system. They done all these things illegally. Listen, I've always been in charge of my life, all my adult life, since a teenager. I'm the person that have been taking care of my family. To be the truth, who you think I take care of? I'm here taking care of my adopted mother and my brother right now. I cook clean for them. Come on, man. You serious? They try to say that I'm not capable of handling my day-to-day affairs. When, Ronald Haley? I just was a weld on the job. So you saying that I was a mentally incapable person working every day on a job that I can't handle all of a sudden I can't handle my own day-to-day affairs? Man, you a joke, dude. Dude, you a joke, man. You a real joke. And it's funny how everybody playing into it. Like the police departments, they were all a part of the plot. Like I say, this is a very powerful organization that's coming against me. Bone and Skull, Freemasons, they joined together with these Eastern. All of them joined together to block me and to stop me. But let me tell you something. When you come up against the Lord's anointed, you're coming up against God Almighty himself. And so even now, they still trying to use their power to keep me from even getting a good attorney to represent me in these cases. So if there's any good Christian attorney out there that's not connected to these sororities and to these secret societies, please get in contact with me. You can pull up at my address, 7723 Bringhurst. Pull up at this house. Come ask for me, man. I might need to see you. We might can make some money, man, because listen, these people have robbed me. They've committed. This city has committed, man, so many criminal crimes against me. I'm talking about disgusting crimes against humanity. These people have committed, listen, felonies, capital offenses against me. And Ronald Haley was right there in the whole middle of the whole situation. He was orchestrating everything. He was telling the Boyd family and this Williams family, Sabrina Williams, them how the steps they needed to make, to finalize the deal, And so they all this stuff. See, I was never supposed to know about none of this. But Brooke Boyd had already called me on the phone one day and gonna tell me, say, yeah, my mama say she looked on TruthFinder, one of these apps or whatever, and say she saw a man that looked just like you. He left his son a property worth $750,000. And then she heard me hang the phone up and, try to gaslight me, right? And then my sister LaShanita Johnson had called me. She said, brother, I got this insurance policy here for you with millions of dollars on it. I said, yeah. So they were doing the, trying to play on my top, trying to do that and then gaslighting. And one day, Michelle Ledeckham called me and told me, said, yeah, your real name ain't Charlie Johnson. Your real name is Charles Henry Johnson, which was the same name that LaShalina told me was my name. You see, these people done all these things because they really thought that they were going to kill me and that I wouldn't be here to even speak and say these things that I'm saying right now. But I'm here, baby, and I'm here to collect what my family has left me, Ronald Haley, and this judge. This judge who you all been sexing on. They've been going both ways. Let me tell you about these people. You want to dirty my laundry up and throw it out in the streets? That's what you done. They dirtied my laundry up, but your laundry is already dirty. Boy, I will expose you people. I will make you go hide. I'm telling you, I can make them all go hide. Because I know all of their dirty secrets. You know why? Because God tells me. God tells me. I know all those people's dirty little secrets. All of them. You better believe it. So, so even now, Ronald Haley is still trying to use, his Freemasonry, his NAACP connections to block me from even getting an attorney to represent me. But there are some attorneys that's not a part of these these type of organizations. So if you're out there, please get in contact with me. Please get in contact with me. Hit me up on the email, OG3BigBoy77. That's Big Boy, BIGBOY77 @gmail. Send me an email. Get in touch with me because, man, we can get in I need your help. I need your support. If there's any Christian attorneys out there, anybody that's standing up for the Lord Jesus, not these ones that's claiming to stand up for Jesus, but behind the closed door, they're sworn to secrecy. I don't want to deal with nobody like that. I want somebody that's standing, because the Bible tells us, God say, what he tell us in the dark, he say, shout it on the rooftop in the daytime. There's no secrecy with God. There's nothing hidden with God. He reveals it all. As a matter of fact, he said, I'm telling you the end at the beginning because I want you to know that I'm the one that told you all this, and I'm the one that controlled all this here. That we don't need to get it twisted. So for all these pastors that's tied to these secret societies, man, come on out the closet. Stop playing with God.